Hi everybody, this is Pam at the Paper Outpost, and today I'm so excited to share with you 4 completed journals. I have been working on these journals for quite a while, and I'm so happy, and Holly is so happy to finally be able to show them to you and offer them for sale in my Etsy shop. Now, this video is coming out today, Saturday, May 9th at 7 a.m. Eastern Time. The actual journals will go up for sale in my Etsy shop at 12 noon Eastern Time today. Hopefully that will give everybody across the country equal opportunity to take a chance at getting a journal. So we're trying this, seeing how it works. What I'm going to do is, because these are extremely stuffed journals, I'm going to leave all the specs of the sizes. I'm going to put that in the Etsy shop description box. So if you want to see like how tall and wide and how many signatures and how many pages and all that type of thing, they're all sort of close but a little bit different, but they're all very large, very full, very stuffed journals. So I will start with Bluebell. This is Bluebell. Say hello, Bluebell. Bluebell has a beautiful spine dangle made out of laces and linens. She has a beautiful lace and linen spine. This spine dangle is removable. Okay. And she has a lovely metal book plate on the front, which is left blank for you. And she has silver metal corner protectors. She is a very old vintage book. She has a lot of weathering on her, but I thought that just added to the charm of her. So I decided to leave all that intact just because I thought it added a real vintage quality feel. Now she does have lots of little charms on the side that hang out from her paper clips, and she also has paper tabs, circle tabs here that have been decorated, and she has 5 of those. So 5 signature, not 5 signature tabs, 5 page tabs, 5 page tabs. We go inside, and she has a lovely multi-pocket made out of a book page, and there's cute little journaling cards tucked in for you to explore. And here is a lovely 1891 letter. Let's see in here. It's an 1891 handwritten letter, and it is quite a few pages, and it's either airmail paper or onion skin paper, but the paper is very thin and very delicate, and it all comes together like that. And here is the note from the bookmaker. This time I went ahead and made it into a journaling card, signed the back and stamped it from the Paper Outpost, and this is sewn around. That was kind of fun. You might recognize this from the newsletter, but this is a Victorian trade card. Lovely writing on the back, and she is just gorgeous on the front. And avocado paper and fabric and a little torn book page here as a tuck. Here we have some gorgeous stationery paper for you to have extra writing places on with some fabric applique. This is a lovely lithograph from the 1800s from a book. These bird images are just beautiful. They're so detailed if you can see them up close. But they are very delicate and very gentle, and very gentle. They're very fragile, so I wanted to back it on something. Here's some sari silk here. Tracing paper that's been coffee dyed. Here's one of those bookmarks that we made with the coffee staining paper. Here is a telegram. And here's a very old 1928 ledger paper from an auto book. Here is a little tearaway notebook with a little pocket in the front and the back. A lot of fun, a lot of coffee dyed and avocado dyed papers in here. Here's some beautiful Braille paper. If you've never felt Braille paper, it's amazing. I have the utmost respect for anybody who can read Braille. It's just something fabulous to feel if you've never felt it. Here's a little fairy dangling from an alcohol inked paper clip. More aged paper. This little fun guy here is a little, oh, come on, where'd you go? You get stuck. Come on over there. Okay. All right, what'd you get to there? There we go. Okay, we're out. A double fold, and this has some journal cards in here that I handmade, and here's a cutie one that I added. Here's a circular one, and here's a tearaway book, and there's also a little extra note place in here that I made, and this was kind of fun. I came across these recently. These are from jukeboxes. Remember those? Yeah, those were a riot. So I have some of those I've tucked in here as well. Okay, we'll put this little guy back on. And this avocado dye paper came out really good, and I think I know the trick now finally. So when I finally do my video on avocado dyeing, I'm going to show you the trick. Yep. Oh gosh, I love this. Who's this little guy? Who's that little guy looking for somebody, right? Waiting for somebody to come home? Who's seen that before? Yep, just a few times. Mississippi River library card and an old computer page, computer card, probably from the 80s. Here's some original watercolor that I did that I added here to hopefully inspire you to get creative and just have some fun. And that's all it's really for. Keep it or lose it, whatever you like. Just there to inspire you. And here is a beautiful old, I believe this is a Russian postcard. Very cool. Written in Russian or Ukrainian. It's very difficult for me to tell the difference in the writing. It looks very similar. Okay, here is a bird and a leaf metal charm in the center of the first signature. And this is an eco-printed ink sprayed page using leaves and things like that. And here's a little clip-on notebook on the top here, just for fun. And here's a lovely image of this lovely lady here. Isn't that beautiful? An old cabinet card or cabinet style card. Back from days when. 1897 receipt from the Harvester King Company. And that goes in this little tuck pocket here. More coffee dyeing. And here's a lovely record from a railroad company. And it actually goes by month: July, August, September, October, November. And I love the initials in here because PK and OK, I'm sure it means something, but that's my initials and those are my mom's initials. So that was kind of cool. Yeah. And here's a Valentine card, a very old one, vintage. Some ribbon down the side. Braille, if you've never felt Braille before, it's fabulous. It's you just give you great appreciation for those who can read Braille. It's just wonderful to feel the bumps. If you've never felt it, it's very cool. Here is a vintage bingo card and a seed packet. Paper trim. Some stamping. Here is an old 1907 from the National Bank. Some paperwork. Just some fun things tucked in here. This is somebody's travel log. Looks like they were recording mileage. Probably wanted to get reimbursed. Here's some shorthand paper and some flashcards. Here's another book page turned into an envelope. And here's an old ad for a piano. Oh, this is kind of fun. I do have to back out to show you this, but I will have to remember to zoom back in. Okay, this I call the extend a page. So this goes like this. Gives you lots of writing pages. Isn't this blue beautiful? That came from a purple cabbage. Yeah, I'm going to show you how to do that too. That's fun. And it also goes like this. So it gives you a lot of extra writing space. I put some ribbon here where they joined. Just give it a pretty join. And let me go back in. All right, we have some lovely things tucked in here. Some handwritten letters from 1959 and a flower card and a vocabulary card. And this is some collage down here. Here is some snaps. Remember the snaps from sewing? They look so cute as a little bit of an industrial or steampunk edge or metallic edge or just a vintage edge to a book page, or you can also use them on like the corner of a pocket or a tuck or something like that. Very fun. Sometimes we forget we have these things and we need to go through our stash. Here's a very old, this is from 1840, a receipt. Here's an old postcard and some more ephemera. This is a paperclip. Yeah, we made that out of a book page. Wasn't that fun? I've got a singer in the other room. All sorts of things in here. A lovely picture of this lady dressed up. She's ready to go to town and she can come with us. We're going to town. Here's an old apothecary label and an old bank card. Hello. Bird card from Germany, and this is an old clipping from a newspaper from many, many days ago. If you like the old stuff, like I like the old stuff, it's just fun to look back on time. Here's an old vintage button, and here's a little booklet, kind of opens a cool way, and just has some fun nostalgic things on the inside to explore. Yes, oh, he's a chatterpants tonight. Okay, there's a postcard. Here's I believe this is a card inside here from 1947, an old leaf skeleton, some writing pages. Here's the second signature. It has a leaf and a flower motif here in the center, metal charms. And here's another one of those paper clips. Very fun. Can you see? Yep. Okay. There you go. And recorded document envelope for you to tuck things in. And oh, there's something in there. I'm not going to tell you what it is. And here's a little notebook I tucked inside. It has a little pocket in the front and in the back. And beautiful coffee dyed, cabbage dyed, ink dyed pages, just for fun. Okay. And here is an old receipt from 1951. Another old receipt. Here's a beautiful Leonardo da Vinci picture that I turned into a card. And here is somebody's confirmation certificate. How about that? Yeah, that's the real one. Amazing, isn't it? Here's some old music paper. Somebody's address book. Here's a beautiful poem called The Little Woman, and it's actually very complimentary. I think it's a beautiful poem, and I put it in here as a journaling card. And here's another signature we're entering. And here's a flip up. There are lines on here that I put in with jelly roll, metallic silver. It's for you to write, and a little squirrel up there. And there's some sewing and laces and trims. And believe back here. Here's a very old prepaid stock certificate from 1923. Beautiful coffee dyeing. Some more apothecary labels. Here's a cute little, this is a double fold. You have some writing on the inside, but on the outside there are little pockets with little extra exciting goodies in there for you to explore. Here's an old receipt, or an old check from 1911. Some handmade paper. Here's a flip out with something fun tucked inside, and here is a library card. And here is the class of 1924 Frankfort Community High School commencement exercises. Boy, that really makes you think about today when a lot of the commencement exercises are just not happening. I have a nephew who's going through that right now at college. It would have been last weekend, actually. Anyway, here is a cactus and a star in the center of this, and you can see the leaf imprints here. And this is a fabric collage, very texture rich, fun to feel. Here's some little side pockets made out of little paper bags, little craft paper bags with journaling cards inside. And here is a big tuck with some fun ephemera in there. And here's another receipt, and made out of here's an envelope made into a pocket. And this is from, I don't know if you can see this, but this is National Geographic from 1912. A little piece of that. That's kind of cool. A postcard. And here's a little fabric collage tuck with some fun things in here for you. And here is, gotta have your French lesson. Le livre et marron. Okay, I probably butchered that. Sorry. Here's a circular corner tuck, all decorated up, all fancy schmancy. And I thought this was just fun to put in here. This is somebody apparently went to the sacred lake Titicaca and crossed into my territory, but received a blessing. Now it's not filled out, so you could fill it out and say you were there, but you know, you don't have to do that. Here's a little cluster made out of old airmail paper and things like that. And here is the back journal cover with a flip out with a double pocket here with all sorts of fun things. We've got some journaling cards, some more of these old music songs, and a beautiful vintage greeting card from days gone by. See that? How cute is that? All right, so this is Bluebell, and I hope you enjoyed taking a peek through her. And let's move on to the next one. Let's see, let's take a peek at Inspire. Okay, Inspire is here, and this is Inspire. And like I said, they're all large, very large books. They're very well filled, and Inspire has a lovely, very soft, very, excuse me, very pretty, colorful spine dangle, and which also is removable. On Inspire's front, she has a metal book plate that has been gilded and the word Inspire on some material. She has bronze metal corners which have been gilded gold, accented with Nouveau drops. And she also has a double layer here on her spine. She has faux suede along with some cotton muslin that has been eco-dyed. And she has this beautiful marbling on the front, which I didn't want to do anything to. She's also a very well-loved, well-worn book from yesteryear, but it was so pretty. I didn't want to put on anything that would cover that. That was just gorgeous. Let's take a look inside. Inspire. See if we get inspired. So she also has some journaling cards tucked into a multi-envelope, multi-pocket book page there. And she also has a beautiful raggedy notebook with some pockets in the front and the back. And here is her note from the bookmaker. This is made to look like it was found in the rain, very, very well weathered, and also signed and stamped by me. And that goes in here. And here is, you may recognize this from one of my digital kits, but this is the original on watercolor paper of an eco print that I made, or eco dyeing. Sorry, this was made the boiled way, the boiled in the pot with all that. And you get different leaves on the back. I don't know if there's a right or wrong way to put the leaves, but that's here. And I just thought you might like to explore that. And the tabs in here are different, I believe these are butterflies. Yes, they're all butterflies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 butterfly tabs throughout here. Okay. And here is a piece of artwork, an original watercolor I did and I added to the book just for inspiration again, to get your creative wheels going. And here's a very old receipt from 1899, Dr. Pendergrass. And this one's very interesting because it's apparently they were either renting or paying for or buying carriages for a funeral. 4 hacks, I think, or hawks, and a hearse. Now, a hearse is only $4, so maybe that was just a rental. I'm thinking, don't know actually. Or maybe that was the going price, who knows. Fabric trim with lace. Respect. Here's some beautiful side tucks, or side pockets, and here's a Victorian calling card. Some material across the top. And this is a beautiful, let me show you this, 1869 piece of ledger. And it's very beautiful handwriting on it. And this is kind of a fun page. I made this as a giant flip up. I put a little snap here, and you lift that up. You've got some beautiful flowers, but you can write all across this, and you can write all across the back as well, and all around here if you like. Some material along the side. This is a flip out. Whee! With some fun things in here. A handwritten letter, some place to write. Here's a mortgage. 1929. A vintage card. This is another one of the, let me show you. Got to remember to put this back. The extend-a-page. Okay, and then it can also extend this way. So there's lots of places to write in here. Let me go back close for you. Okay, and here is a giant journaling card. Okay, and it's also pretty on the back. And inside here, this is all eco printed. Meaning I use sprays and leaves and impressions to make the design, a butterfly and a wing in the center of this signature. A handwritten letter in this one, let's see. 1942. In order to enclose this card of greeting, I'm using one of Edward's big sheets. How about that? I wonder if Edward was a brother or something. Okay, and this is a little envelope that opens up, and guess what? Guess what? There's cash on the inside. Oh my gosh, it's some Yugoslavian money, and isn't that beautiful? I think that's Tesla, or it's a famous, probably not Tesla. It's probably some famous Yugoslavian president or something like that. Okay, but isn't that just the prettiest bunny? And doesn't look like it was circulated much. Doesn't even have a crinkle in it. And here is a 10 pesos. 1978. No, I can't read it. 1978. Yeah, okay. And it's just a beautiful coin. I love the hexagonal shape of it. And very lovely. So that has its own little coin pocket. There you go. All right. And this just tucks back in there. Go like that. And what have we got here? Oh, this is just some extra writing space. This I put in a little notebook of interesting papers. Just had some fun and interesting papers I came across. So here's a little extra writing spot for you. And here's another little page tab. Here's a seed packet, vintage seed packet, a Victorian trade card. It's removable. And this is a big tuck in the back, actually, but this is one of those wallets that we made the other day. It has a lottery ticket in it and some pretty flower cards. And there's a lovely picture of, looks like a father and daughter or husband and wife on a horse. And I wonder what their story was, where they were going. Kind of reminds me of my mom growing up. She grew up on a farm, so some coffee-dyed tracing paper with some stenciling, and one of these that opens way up, and you've got all sorts of interesting little tucks in there of journaling cards and fun explorations. Here's one of my little drawings. It's yoga. It's a bunny that does yoga. And here he is demonstrating mountain pose. He's actually standing in front of a mountain, if you can't tell, because my great drawing. But yep, that's the bunny doing yoga. And here is some old vintage identification. Believe this is either Ukrainian or Russian. Cannot tell the difference myself, but maybe somebody can spot this. I'm going to guess Ukrainian on this one. I don't know, I might be wrong. But anyway, there you go. And that is very cool, and that has been added here. So you can see what that see what that looks like, see what that feels like. Here's a little flip out. This has all been collaged. It has one of those little bird nests. I've been some sewing around it, some making of lines for you to have some extra writing room, and just a little collage work here and there. This is a little also nostalgic booklet for you just to explore. Receipt from a tire company, more braille paper, and here is some sari silk. Here's a fabric collage with another flower card and a beautiful postcard. Looks like maybe England. Oh, Ireland. Yep, Ireland thatched houses. Love those. Love those. Hobbit time. So pretty. Okay, here's a very old receipt. When's this one from? 1904, First National Bank. I dyed this page with some inks. No, this is, I love this calligraphy on here. Isn't that gorgeous? And I put a little something inside to surprise you. I'm not going to tell you what it is. Nope, surprise. And this is a little mini flip out. Okay. This flips out like that. And oh, lo and behold, we have a beautiful cabinet card of this fine young gentleman smoking his cigar in the way that they did. Just beautiful. And a journaling card or extra stuff. So much fun. So much fun to make these and create these and do all the different things. Here's a, this page is actually removable, and it's another way to add pages to your book if you want to, but the whole page comes out. And I just designed some loosely designed some butterfly and moths interpretations there with dried flowers and leaves. And then on this side, there's a paper flower accented with some liquid pearls, some dried flower in the center. Okay. Yep. Okay. Just having some fun. And all this side you have for journaling. Okay. And how are we doing on time? So probably around the 33-minute mark. We might roll over into a second video, but hopefully we'll get this done in 2. I think we will. Here's a flip out. More writing space. And here is a medical prescription from 1945. And here is the center of another signature. And we have a flower and a dragonfly. More eco printing with this, the inks and sprays and the foliage. Here's a very old receipt from 1898, Saddlery Goods. A journaling card, some stickers. Here's a hangover. You remember these? We made these together. They're just like a fun little writing space on the inside and a little poem or something written by Edith Holden. Just love her handwriting or hand printing. She had it down. She had it going on. She did. Some beautiful fabric down the side. Here's a belly band with some fun things tucked into it. Here we have, this is one of those pretty pretty papers we made, pretty writing papers. So it just opens up for extra writing space. And underneath this opens up. And I had a sturdier piece of this lithograph from the 1800s with just such beautiful detail. And there was also a beautiful burden on the back. And I could not decide which one to go with. So I left them both. So you can decide on that one or just leave them both as is. But they're very, very old. And whoops, these came out of their little spot. But this is a beautiful image of a gentleman in a biplane. And these are some very, very old book pages, beautiful caramelized color. And they tuck right in here. And here we go. And who do we have here? We have a little, like I said, a lot of this, I don't know if I said, but a lot of the stuff is removable. So the book will collapse quite a bit if you want more of a flat writing surface. I just really like to stuff them up with so much fun stuff that it's an old dried flower on the front with collage design. Just some fun things for you to explore as you're looking through the book. So this can be an explore book. It could be a writing book. It could be someplace to tuck your favorite things. Here's an old label from Cognac from France, I believe. It looks like French writing. A beautiful Valentine card from yesteryear. Put this here. Canadian Railway Company. Some beautiful writing paper, more braille with the snaps. Here's a teacher's report card, Jean Jackson. Oh, Jean did very well. Way to go, Jean. And here's an old check from 1904. And here's a lovely envelope that we made together. And there's all sorts of goodies in there. I'm not even going to go through it all. Just a lot of fun stuff for you to find. And this is a fun little notebook and a telegram and some ledger paper. Here's another old letter. Here's more ledger in here. Here's an old herb card. More flip outs. Oh, this little guy is cute. The paper doll is in the back. He's there. And then he's got, a whole bunch of outfits that go with him. So you can dress him up, take him out for ice cream. You can put on his little workout pants or go to the pool. I mean, he's got a lot of fun. If you remember paper dolls, that'll bring back some fun memories. Here's a little Valentine card, and this one does this. Remember that? Yeah, those were the fancy ones. It's very delicate, and it's signed on the back. Goes in this little seed pack. And just got some fun papers here. This one's from 1888, Fancy Groceries and Confectionery. We're going to the fancy grocery store tonight, Charles. Some old newspaper ads, some magazine ads, and apothecary labels. Another Victorian trade card. Oh, I love this nurse. She's awesome. This is an awesome nurse. She just gets it handled, gets it done, saves those lives, and moves on. Yep, that's right. I love her. She looks like my Aunt Mary. And a fish and a sun in the center here. And a fabric collage page. Some Russian bus tickets, a beautiful collection of postage stamps, vintage postage stamps, an old check back here from 1908. And here's some more bank ephemera from 1889. And this opens up, goes like that. You can tuck your own things in these little secret pockets or leave them, as is or whatever you like. And this little guy comes off. And it's just a little extra tall, long, thin notebook. That's right. With some pretty papers on the inside. And extra writing space in here. And we are wrapping this one up. Oh, this is an extend page. Yeah, I guess you could call that an extend page too. It's a mini extend page. This is a flipperoo. 1, 2. Okay, and this one's glued down, so it stays there, but that's just for fun. Little exploration, little surprise there. And here's a hand-painted butterfly that I added in here and I signed. It's removable for you. And some bird field guide page and a beautiful journaling card. And here's an old letter again. And here's some German writing, a German page. Very beautiful font on that. The style of the text is gorgeous. Here's some beautiful stationery for you to write on as well. And here's another one of those little double fold notebooks. And here's the very back where you have all these little multi-pocketed and many little journal cards here tucked in with some beautiful laces and things like that. So this will complete, that's the back of Inspire. That's what she looks like. all around. There you go. All right, let me put her over here. And next we're going to go to, who is this? This is the Nature Path. This is the Nature Path, and the Nature Path also has some beautiful spine jewelry. And let me just remove this so I can show it to you. But she also, along with the laces and the frillies, she has pearls, and she also has some of these little cluster dangle things. I don't know, I forget what I called them, but it's made out of many vintage buttons. Some of these are extremely old and vintage, and they're really beautiful. Some glass ones, some old military buttons, and just lovely. And there's a couple of these on here. The glass buttons are beautiful. I love those. Oh, oh, oh. And okay, so that is removable, and it's quite long because she's a big girl. And on her spine, she has beautiful lace mounted over some very soft burlap. And she has a lovely lace. This is very, very vintage lace. That might even be tatting, I'm not sure. But a beautiful book plate on the front, which is blank for you to fill in. Metal book cover. She has a vintage shell button on the front. And this little collage work I did here is accented with, I have to show you these. These are tatted buttons. Aren't they amazing? Oh my gosh, they're so tiny. Look at my thumbnail. Look, they're so tiny, so delicate. I don't know how these people's eyeballs didn't fall out trying to do these things, but that's just amazing. Okay, so she is also a vintage book, not showing a huge amount of wear, but definitely an older book. And she is plain on the back. And let's take a peek inside. So this, again, is the Nature Path. Yes. Going inside now, this one's a little bit different. She has a clear front, not much there because she is so packed, so full. I didn't want to add more bulk to the beginning, plus the front page was so pretty, I just wanted to leave it as is. And she has a, like, this book belongs to plate here. Now here you have some fun things on the inside, an 1887 handwritten letter from a liquor and distillery store. Here's the book journal card for the note from the bookmaker. Here is a telegram, and here is a lovely paper clip decorated, and this is a little tuck of a dragonfly. I'll just put all these little babies back in here where they were, and we will meander on through her. Let's see where we're at. We're getting ready to probably roll over into the second video, so we're doing actually pretty good. Here is her artwork, a watercolor done by me and signed, and that is removable. Let me just put this over here. And this is one of those stationery papers that we made where you can have more pretty writing paper. And this is a very, very, very old, very delicate, either Russian or Ukrainian ID. Okay. Very old. And it was just so beautiful. I thought it would be kind of cool to hide in here as a bit of a surprise. There's an ugly button turned pretty. Got a video on that. Some layering here with some dies, and here is a bingo card which I turned into a flip.